Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of the long-anticipated book 1 in the Kingdom of Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The book is called A Shadow in the Ember, and it has an amazing cover right here. You can see there's a little bit of a dragon eye, and there is a lot of hype about this book. From Blood and Ash was an incredibly popular book, so following the popularity of that series, Jennifer L. Armentrout has published this book, which is going to be book 1 in a prequel series that's going to be set in the same world, but way before any of the events of From Blood and Ash series. Even though this is a prequel series, I highly recommend that you begin with From Blood and Ash. So if you haven't had a chance to read that book, do not start with this one. Read From Blood and Ash first, and then when you've read those books, go on to A Shadow in the Ember. A Shadow in the Ember follows Seraphina, or Sarah, who was born in a shroud. She is a maiden who has lived her life in near seclusion. Nobody can touch her, hardly anybody can talk or interact with her, and she's often covered when she is around others. Sounds a little familiar if you've read From Blood and Ash, but where this story is different has to do with why Sarah is the maiden and why she is kept in this near seclusion, in this isolation. And unlike in From Blood and Ash, we actually know why right away. And the reason for that is a long time ago, the land was completely barren. You couldn't grow anything on it. And so the king, desperate, reaches out to the gods to beg for some assistance, and the Primal of Death answers. So the king makes a bargain with the Primal of Death. The Primal of Death is an incredibly powerful god, one of the two most powerful, and the Primal of Death grants fruitfulness on the land, so he makes it possible for food to grow there, and he makes the land quite bountiful and abundant in exchange for the first female born of the king's bloodline. So the first princess will have to marry the Primal of Death. So Sarah, or Seraphina, is the very first female that's born in the royal line, and because of that, she is destined to marry, and she will be given away in marriage to the Primal of Death. And so for that reason, she's kept completely untouched by anybody else. And there's a bit of a plot twist, and that is that the deal that the Primal of Death and King made, it's time limited. It's only going to last for a certain amount of time. There is an expiry date, and because it took so long for a female to be born who could then marry the Primal of Death, a lot of time has passed and most of the deal has already expired. So in the time of the book, you see that the land is starting to rot. It's starting to become impossible to grow anything on it, and they call this the rot. And the rot is slowly spreading across the land, and Sarah sees that many of her people are starving, many people are becoming desperate. Now, the only way to make the deal restart, to make everything go back to the way it was, where the land is very bountiful, is for Sarah to end the life of the Primal of Death. So she must kill the Primal of Death. And there is only one way you can kill a god as powerful as the Primal of Death. That is, you must make them fall in love with you. When they're fallen in love, they become weakened, and this will give Sarah the opening she needs to kill the Primal of Death and fulfill her destiny. Since day one, she has been raised to become this assassin of the Primal of Death. Also a seductress of the Primal of Death. So she's schooled in the art of seduction as well as the art of combat. And right when the book begins, she's headed to the temple to go and be whisked away by the Primal of Death, and that is the premise of the story. What can you expect from this book? Well, it is, for the most part, a fairly good read. I did like it. I'd say it's fairly strong. I didn't like it as much as I liked From Blood and Ash. However, I still enjoyed reading it. I think if you like the From Blood and Ash books, you should definitely read this one. It is a little slow in the beginning, but the last quarter makes up for that because there's so many plot twists and it gets a lot more fast-paced in the end. If you enjoy sort of that banter, that's, you know, snarky banter between two people who really like each other, but they're kind of snarking on each other, you would really like this book. If you are looking for, if you are looking to read an explanation as to how the world got the way it is in the From Blood and Ash novels, then this is the book for you. If you're missing having a main character who stabs her love interest in the heart, then this is the book for you. If you're looking for more stories set in the From Blood and Ash world with this complex set of gods, with supernatural creatures, and a lot of romance, then I definitely recommend that you pick this book up. Overall, I would recommend this book, especially to readers who enjoyed From Blood and Ash. If you're not a fan of that style of book, then I would skip it, but overall, a solid read. Let me know if you're going to pick this book up in the comments down below, and if you're a fan of From Blood and Ash, let me know in the comments down below who your favorite From Blood and Ash character is. I know mine is Hawk 100%. He is the best. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to put up a few more videos at the end of this one that I think you should check out. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, this is Ashley saying goodbye.